guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we have Luna here and she's sick. She has a fever. This is her second day with her fever, and last night was pretty scary because her temperature was just so high, and I was really contemplating and going to the ER, but it was barely her first day with a fever, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll take care of her. And so I was up all last night just putting wet towels on her, and she didn't like that, but it was just for her fever to go down, and I gave her ibuprofen, but I felt like it was just not doing nothing to lower her fever. So today we have a doctor's appointment at 4, super late, but I'm hoping they can tell me she must have something. She must have an infection. I don't know what, but whatever it is, I hope it resolves on its own. Okay, so as I said in my first video that we made, I wanted to talk about my undergrad, how that went, and I just wanted to tell you guys about my favorite classes and some tips I have for you for undergrad. But as I was planning on what I was gonna say, I realized it was just gonna be a super long video again, and I don't want to bore you guys again. So I just wanted to give some tips for those who are going into undergrad especially. So these tips are more for you, but there are some tips that I'm going to talk about that I guess should be applied for everyone. Okay, so tip number 1, I feel that this applies for anyone going off to college. Basically, it's to determine if you want to go to a school that's far or close to your house. This was a big factor going into college because at first I was really determined going out of the country to go study, but then I ended up going to school nearby, and I think that was the greatest choice I ever done. And the point is that it's more cheaper if you go to a school that's closer by than a school that's farther out. So like, let's say for example, I'm from the Bay Area, and so I went to school here in the Bay Area, and a lot of the students that went to my school were from LA or farther out or close by, but majority of them were from LA. And the thing you have to think about is the expense, which is what it all comes down to. Because let's be honest, your parents are going to be paying your tuition and whatnot. And if you live farther away, you know, they're probably going to be paying your plane ticket to come back home or to come back for the holidays. And that could get pretty pricey. I'm just saying this because I saw this a lot in my friends. You know, sometimes they didn't go home all the time for holidays or, you know, long vacations or not. You know, they would just stay on campus. So it was easier for me, you know, I could go home, just 30 minutes away, so I could see my family whenever I wanted to. So just keep in mind when it comes to moving to a school far away or close by. It honestly comes down if you have sympathy for your parents and if you love them wasting money on you and, you know, whatnot, okay, then go. And if you're independent and you're working and making your own money and helping out your parents, then, you know, good for you. Tip number 2 will be research what degree you really want. In the science field, if you have looked up, hopefully, you'll see that there's a lot that you can pick from, and it's good to research which degree will be more convenient to you. There are some degrees that are more easier than others. I feel like kinesiology in my school was the easiest because it didn't have as much classwork as like biology would have. So, you know, there are easier ones, and then there's like medium degrees, and then there's like the harder ones, and I think I picked like the hardest one. I think biochemistry is a very hard degree. It did have more math than a biology major would take. And I felt that a lot of students who went to my school, majority had biology degrees. So some were in kinesiology, some were the minor in other things, and then there was just a small group of people taking biochemistry. Yeah, I don't know if there was another degree. Or maybe there was, I don't remember. But yeah, so majority of people get biology, and I think that's a fine degree. So point to researching what degree you should get really is just to look at the requirements for med school, and if your degree completes all the coursework required for medical school, then you're perfect, you know. I think biology would be a perfect degree to take, or biochemistry want to take on more. I don't really know all the majors there are, but as I was saying, you should just really research. Like kinesiology, I think you would require more classes to take in order to get accepted to medical school. You want to pick a degree that will fulfill your medical school requirements as well. Tip number 3 is more financial. So I didn't get a lot of help from the government when it came to financial aid, because according to the government, my family made a lot of money, which I feel is not true, but you know, whatever. So I didn't get a lot of help. So basically I have a lot of loans. Yeah, be wise in what school you are going to. And if you apply to a lot of schools, it's great to compare the financial aid you will be given to. I'm just trying to give you these tips so you don't make the same mistakes I did. You know, I'm gonna be in debt forever because, you know, I still have medical school to go to and post-bac. So, you know, crazy amount debt I'll be in. So if I could save you thousands just for going to undergrad, you'll thank me one day. But yeah, and also apply to scholarships. They will help you a ton, trust me. I think I had 2 scholarships the whole 4 years I was going to my school, and plus my school also gave like 10,000 for each year you attend. And then I believe they also had a scholarship that if you lived on campus, but I feel like they took that away. I feel like they didn't have money anymore and they took that award away later on the year. But yeah, also compare the scholarships you will be given to, and you know, add them into your school. And so yeah, apply to scholarships. Tip number 4 is to go check out the schools. Go get a tour around the colleges you are applying to, because then you'll know what atmosphere you'll be interacting with in your 4 years, and it's better to know what you're getting yourself into before you apply. Because, you know, sometimes pamphlets or, you know, the online websites, they make the school look so nice and whatnot, and then you go in and then they show you like the rooms and like whatever activities they have, and you're like, oh, this is so boring. Like, yeah, you're gonna regret going to that school. So, you know, a lot of these schools do catfish you, so go on a college tour. Tip number 5, in case you do have problems with your roommate, it's best to talk to them before it gets really awkward and then one of you has to move out. Not saying that happened to me, but it did happen to my sister. My roommate was really chill and she was easy to talk to, so whenever she would have something, she was able to come to me and, you know, like, hey Marlene, can you like not do this, or blah blah blah. So then we were like, oh yeah, okay, sure. You know, it's better to live with a roommate that you get along with. You guys don't have to be friends, but you know, as long as the atmosphere in the room is like, you know, very friendly, then everything's gonna go okay. Tip number 6 is to study and do your fucking homework. So tip number 7 would be to get out of your shell, reinvent yourself, become a better you. Do all the things that you were afraid to do and do them. Go do community service, join clubs in your campus, go get a job if you don't have a job. I went into school not knowing anyone, and if anyone knows me truly, you know that I'm like the shyest bitch in the whole world. I like to keep to myself. So for me it was very difficult going to a school I didn't know anyone, because, you know, ultimately I was just super shy and I don't know who you could trust, because, you know, you can't trust everyone you hang out with. But yeah, it was very scary for me, but, you know, I got out of my shell. You know, I met my wonderful friends that, you know, I still have communication with. Make the best out of these 4 years, because they're gonna go by so fast. You know, I graduated about a year ago. Oh my god, time went by so fast. I thought I was gonna be there forever, and those 4 years went by so fast. So enjoy them. So hopefully these tips are helpful for you in preparing for your first year of college. I want to wish you a very successful and a happy journey in your life of undergrad.